record.
And it also helps if you don't have too many mystery colors in your palette. So my orange has a mystery color in there. Oh well. Just some mystery pigments to make it extra spicy and zesty. So what we're going to do first, this is kind of the labor part where it also helps us sort of warm up if we're nervous about painting such a big area. So we're just wetting. And you can see there's a little tone on my brush, kind of shows us where the water is going. So you can do that, or you can have it just blank. I'm painting around my foreground and my foreground tree. And I'm making sure it's really, really wet.
So only the trees.
Just
That's all
that,
that's in the
just
foreground.
just the one tree in the foreground is the only one I'm painting around. All the other ones I'm going to not paint around. So painting around these branches, but painting through that one. And there's kind of water that's pooling here, so I'm just going to spread that out and grab more and keep going. And after I feel like I've gotten enough water on, I'll check where I missed and where it's shining and where it's not shining yet. But I really want to load it. This is just, loading with water. And this is the wash brush, which dumps water as you bring it by. If you're using a stroke brush, it kind of pulls a hard line and it pulls the water across, and it doesn't really drop out as much water as a wash brush does. So now I've got it most places. Now I'm going to just spread the pooling out into some areas that haven't gotten as wet. And then I can also absorb any extra pools, but usually it takes a minute for the fibers to open. So this, as a labor of time, labor of love, TLC, is really worthwhile. Because if it's starting to dry on you already while you're just getting the water on, it's definitely going to dry on you as you're getting the paint on. So you can see now it's sort of started to breathe, and it's opened up the fibers, and it's a little puffy, right? Just a touch of puff. And it's going to get more just slightly opened up. So it's looking good. I'm going to make sure I don't have anything too pooling. I absorb it if I do. I think I'm happy with where it's all at. And I'm going to start with my orange. Once I mix this into that, it'll dissipate even more, but let's test if it's still just too bright. I think I could probably add a touch more water, and then I'll get even more of it as well. So I'm going to just stir this in and start with this up here. Look how much it's dissipated because I'm mixing it into the water, right? So it's kind of like I'm adding extra water to the color right here. And like I said, the mystery pigment made it a little earthy. Make sure you go on all sides of your tree. You don't want it to stop at the tree and not move beyond the tree. It really has to go through the tree, right? So this is my curve. I don't want to miss any parts of the tree. This should stay nice and wet because I'm also adding wetness to the paper as I do it. I want to absorb a lot of this in my brush so that it's really spreading out when I touch it on here. Now I'm going to switch to the blue. I can just rinse real fast, grab some blue, and I'm going to start in the opposite corners. And like I said, lots in the brush so that it spreads out when it hits, and it also helps keep this wet so it's not drying on me as I go. I'm just going to blend a little as I get there. You see I kind of pulled some of the orange shit through. That's okay. More of this down here.
You're going through the other foreground trees with the blue as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to scratch them out. And then kind of blending up into this orange, however much or little I want. So you can make like sort of a gray as it blends together, keeping a fresher blue down here. I could have probably gone stronger with the blue, but that's okay. I'll maybe mix up a tiny bit more because I'll need more in the next thing. And just strengthen this while it's all still wet. So because I'm moving quickly, I should still have everything shiny. And that will allow me to put in the next kind of alizarin trees in with it. So just kind of putting that there. The alizarin crimson now is going to get mixed in to the pre-existing cobalt. until I get a purple I like. It can be more red, it can be more purple, it's up to the individual. And here I'm just gonna go zigzag over that line. Just tap, tap, and let it spread out on its own. Same thing on the other side. Can put it on the other side of the tree if I want to, for that continuity again. Bring this down further if I want to. And now I want to just check for pools, because I don't want pools, so here's a pool. So I can take the paper towel and just start drinking up any excess. It'll sort of wick onto there, anywhere it's pooled up that I don't like.
Wow, look at that, like little trees.
Mm-hmm.
Do zigzag.
Yeah, just a zigzag. And I'm just absorbing. Yeah, I've been using really proper terms, or haven't I?
No,
That's
no,
pretty
I'm
good.
just laughing because you make it sound so easy, the zigzag, and that's exactly, I was trying to make shape and.
Right, and sometimes it's easier not to, right?
Yeah.
And this is why it's called, I think, special effects in watercolors, because you are embracing, well, what can I do with the least all at once in one motion
Yeah.
and get my results? It's sort of that concept. Now is the scratching, so I want to sort of wait for the glossiness to start to go, but I did discover that if you move hard and fast enough, that you can do it while it's still shining and still get a white stripe. I had thought I had to wait till the shine was gone, but then I have a shorter timeline to work in. So let's just try our first one. We'll start with this one. I'm just going to aim around that line I've made. Use the edge of this. It'll be a smaller line if I use this portion, and a wider line as I move down the side. So I'm going to have it on the side, and I'm just going to pull a hard line. And look at that. That was pretty dramatic. Now it did push pigment because it's on the wet side.
Yeah.
So if you want it not to push pigment, like, of course it's a tree, it won't hurt to have that. But if you don't want it to push pigment, you might want to wait longer. However, this is evidence that it does work while it's shining, where I thought that it would only ever fill in.
Okay.
So the speed at which you're working is going to allow you to have your trees more. And I could also do little branches if I wanted to.
Nice.
And you notice I'm pulling off the pigment off with my finger here, or I could use paper towel, because otherwise you're just spreading pigment around. Ta-da!
Oh, wow.
So, very fun, I know. That's it though. We're done.